Hello, beautiful friends. It's Dr. Sheri. This weekend, I had a great conversation with a real estate investor. He's just at the beginning stages of his investing journey. And if you're watching this right now, we want to say hi. But he is the exact kind of investor that my husband and I do a ton of work with, both as agents as well as coaches and teachers around real estate investing. And so because we've had so many people comment to us how they would love to actually jump into real estate investing full time or just full board, they keep the, excuse me, they keep the regular job, but add real estate investing on the side because they know that real estate investing is really the path forward to their ideal financial future for their family. That they have wanted to and have picked our brain over, well, what should I do in this scenario? Which is the best kind of investing strategy for me? And all of these questions are super relevant and super important. So what we have done is we have decided to finally launch a mastermind around real estate investing. Now, this is specifically for launching and advancing highly motivated early stage real estate investors. This is not a mastermind for people that just are like, well, maybe real estate, maybe crypto, maybe the stock market. This is not for them. We're not here to try to convince you that real estate investing is the most predictable and the best path forward for your long-term wealth building. I believe that. I'm not here to convince you of that. If you have already come to that decision on your own and you're interested in really getting traction on real estate investing, whether you own no real estate right now or whether you own a few properties and you're like, I need to go faster, I need to do something different, this mastermind is for you. Guys, we're going to be touching a whole bunch of issues, giving you a broad overview of the big picture of real estate investing, how to apply that to your specific life, your family, your income stream, your future goals and your values of life. All of those matter when you think about real estate investing. It's not just a cut and dry black and white thing, because you might start, and I see this a lot, which is also part of the reason why we're starting this mastermind is we get everybody calls it the shiny object syndrome. You see something that everybody else is doing, you think, oh my gosh, so cool, I need to do that. And right now, it's short-term rentals is one of the big things. Here's the challenge. Doing short-term rentals actually requires some money up front and typically requires more of your time long-term than some other type of strategies. Now, there's ways of mitigating the cost and the time, but I see this where people are like, I want passive income. And to get the most passive income, I'm going to make a short-term rental. But it ends up being counterproductive to their goal of passive investing. So the mastermind that we have created is going to help you thoughtfully, with intentionality, determine what is your best path forward for investing over this next year, 3 years, 5 years, for the rest of your life. What is it going to look like? We are going to cover these following topics. I've got a list here, and I'm just going to quick read it for you because I want you to understand the breadth and the depth of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about how to understand your real estate investing dreams, your vision, how that materializes into actual goals, and helping you determine what you need investing to do for your life. Because real estate investing is just a tool to help you get what you are looking for in life. It is not the end goal. It's a tool, it's a vehicle. And I want to make sure you don't lose sight of that, or you'll end up doing things with investing that are counterproductive to what you ultimately want your life to look like. Also, analyze and plan for how real estate investing will fit into your current and your desired lifestyle. Complete your personalized ideal real estate blueprint based on our proprietary model. So this ties into what I just said about the short-term rental craze, is that when you think about real estate investing, it is critical that you understand and keep in mind the amount of time you have to invest and the amount of money that you have to invest. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've created a graph to help you determine based on your time, based on your money. And then the third dynamic is based on how many resources you have. Largely that is relationships built on trust that you already have established. All of those things play a factor into what the best strategy for you right now is in investing. We're going to go over all of that. You are going to get super clear on that. And I'm so excited. We're also going to talk about generating leads and finding properties. How do you do that? We're going to talk about wholesaling. So we're going to talk about a lot of specific strategies to help you understand if that's something that you want to check into and keep in the possibility list, or if that's something you're like, nope, definitely don't want to do that. Great. Well, now we know you don't have to spend any more time researching, thinking, or planning on that. So we're going to talk about wholesaling, wholetailing. We're going to help you figure out how to analyze properties based on the strategy. We're going to talk about fix and flipping. We're going to talk about the BRRRR strategy. We're going to go over property management strategies, whether you self-manage your properties now and in the future, or whether you want to delegate it to somebody else. How do you find a good property manager? There are so many property managers out there that are bad. We've encountered many. So we want to make sure you do your due diligence if you're going to pass off the biggest assets you will ever have in your life to somebody else to manage. We're going to talk about buy and holding real estate. We're going to talk about home hacking. We're going to talk about the state of the economy and how that applies to real estate investing now and in the future. What is our economy doing? Now, here's the thing. I don't have a crystal ball. Nobody has a crystal ball. But we're going to have the conversations about, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? And not to instill fear inside of you, because I don't want you to live in fear. But it's to help you think about having a strategy that can maybe help you weather the storm of whatever that storm looks like in the future. What else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the differences between investing locally and long distance. We're going to talk about using your money in your investments versus other people's money or the bank's money. We're going to talk about where and how to find that money, because money is all over the place. And so how do you tap into that in a way that serves you and a way that serves the other people who own the money? We're going to talk about real estate investment trusts. We're going to talk about syndications, both as a general partner and a limited partner. We're going to talk about what if you want to be a hard money lender? What does that mean? What does that look like? How does that fit into real estate investing? This is a really good strategy for some people, so you won't want to miss this. We're going to talk about short-term rentals and medium-term rentals. We're going to talk about becoming a real estate agent, because a lot of times what we see is people get into investing and they're like, oh my gosh, maybe I should become an agent because that's going to give me a leg up. Well, it might, but there are also some complicating factors to becoming an agent and also being an investor. So we're going to talk about the pros and cons to help you determine if you've ever had that thought, maybe I should be an agent. Maybe not. Maybe, but maybe not. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about creating creative financing for your deals and potentially creative financing for the people that you might be selling to. We are going to talk about building your investing systems for long-term investing. We're going to talk about building your own properties and doing developments rather than just buying. Maybe build. What would that look like? We're going to talk about the differences between residential investing, commercial investing. There are differences in the financing related to that. There's differences in the kind of tenant. And so we're going to kind of unpack that to help you think through which one might be more appealing to you. We're going to talk about the different commercial investing asset classes, because within commercial investing, there's a whole lot of different types of classes or properties that you could invest in. We're going to talk about creative rental strategies. We're going to talk about return on equity and managing your portfolio over time, because the longer that you hold things, your portfolio starts to shift in how much equity you have available, your loan to value ratio, and some other acronyms that we're going to unpack all that stuff for you guys and help you really get a big picture and understand that. So as you grow your portfolio, you don't have to just let it sit. You can kind of be managing it and massaging it a little bit to make sure that you're return out of that portfolio is as much as it can be. We're also going to talk about how to understand your investing fears and how to overcome them. We're going to talk about the keys in your life to growing your portfolio consistently. And we're going to talk about high performance habits for your long-term success. Now, there's also some other things that we have sprinkled in there. We're going to talk about high performance habits and the critical components for you as a person, for your brain, and that are going to help you implement all of these things. Things like really having clarity about your desires, your vision, having unity. If you're married, we see this sometimes. That if you're married, you might be gung-ho on real estate investing, but your spouse isn't. Or maybe they're just ignorant, they don't really understand. So how do you deal with that? How do you bring your partner along with you? How do you help them get as excited and work towards the same vision for your family that you have? These are all things that are going to be talked about, that you're going to have an opportunity to explore, to implement, to learn more on, to have conversations with, to get accountability on with us and the others in the mastermind. We invite you, if all of this stuff sounds super exciting to you, and you're like, yes, I need some of that, go ahead and private message me. Let me know, hey, I'm really curious about this. We'll jump on a Zoom call. I'll unpack it all for you, kind of give you more of the details. And if it seems like it's going to be a fit where it meets your needs and you're going to get value out of it, and you're the kind of person that is going to benefit from the class from our perspective, then let's move forward. But let's have a conversation first to see if it really is the best strategy for you. So it is called Invest Like a Titan Mastermind. It is going to be going on for an entire year. Now, you hear that, you might be like, oh my God, that's a long time. Some of you might be like, yes! Here's the thing, it's for a year because there is no stinking way that we can cover all of this material and have good conversation and help you shift in like 2 months. Impossible unless we spent 40 hours a week with each other for 2 months. So we have it spread out over a year. It's going to be really powerful. You're going to have plenty of time to be able to really work through and implement this stuff. And it's going to be fun because if you've ever met my husband, I'm like super optimistic and pretty much almost always in a good mood. Except for ask my husband, maybe every now, or my kids, maybe every now and then I get a little bit sour mood. But for the most part, I have the gift of encouragement, honestly. God has given me the gift of encouragement and of teaching. My husband, however, God has given him the gift of laughter and humor. So you cannot be around him for very long before you bust out laughing about something. So between him and I, it is going to be a very powerful mastermind. We're going to be doing this virtually. We're going to be meeting once a week. For 3 weeks every month. So you'll have a week off where you can dig in and take a little bit more action. Also gives you a time that if you happen to miss a meeting that we had during the month, you can catch up that week. We're going to record it all. So if you're part of the mastermind and you miss a session, you don't have to miss it. You get to go back and watch it. And the community that we're creating around the mastermind, as well as myself and my husband, we are available to you guys to make this the most impactful year of your life up to this point in real estate investing. So if you're excited about this, if you're getting the little goosebumps on your arms, message me because we would love to have the conversation to see if this is a good fit for you. So I hope this was encouraging and exciting for you. If you have friends who you know are super into real estate investing and they want to do it, they're on the cusp of doing it, maybe they have a little fear around it, or they're just at the beginning and they want to go further faster, this is a perfect opportunity. The gentleman that I had a conversation with on Saturday, he was like, oh my gosh, I got some friends that I'm going to share this with. And I'm like, great. The more the merrier. We do have a cap because we want to make sure that we give you guys the individualized attention that you deserve and that you need in order to make sure that your investing journey is as solid and individualized to you and your life and your family as possible. So we do have a limit. So message me right now before we kind of fill up and you'll have to wait for the next one. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great day and I look forward to having that conversation with you.